Hey guys, welcome into the show. Cancel this, canceltheshow.com. Vic Faust, Megan Marie Moret, Eric Johnson, and Pro Joe. Eric Johnson, how are you doing this morning?
The whole crew, the band is back together.
It is.
Literally.
Thank you. You turn that's when you know you're special, when you turn your mic on.
Yeah. A special thing for you.
Well, I didn't get a good morning, so
good morning.
He was hurrying, trying to get in here.
Yeah, it's like Axl Rose trying to get on stage.
He needed to say good morning to you.
He straight up ignored me. I said good morning. He looked right in my eye and just walked on by.
I did not do that. If I did it, I
promise you, if Eric ever does that, it's not on purpose.
No.
If Eric doesn't respond to you, it's not that he doesn't like you.
No.
If it's Eric.
Exactly.
You've got a heart of gold. You do.
I think so.
You do.
Go on, girl.
Absolutely.
Give me some.
Yeah.
Yes.
Eric, what do you want to talk about today? The stage is yours.
Do you feel let down now that the election is over?
No.
Do you feel like do you feel kind of like you're in a purgatory of topics that you have to kind of wait?
Oh no.
Do you feel like come on, man. You feel like there's a bridge between, there was one side, like Billy Goat's Gruff. You're on one side of the bridge, and now you're on the bridge and you don't know what's going to happen when the administration takes over. Are you kind of like that with me?
Here's the thing. We have had so much to talk about. That's why we were here so many days.
Okay.
But there has been just an energy. Well, at least there has been here.
Yeah.
I feel like we don't have enough time in our hour to even get through what we
how much
what we
stuff is
talk
how
about.
much stuff is significant though? And how, you know what I mean? It's like before the election, everything was significant. You were fighting off everything. People that were transgendered versus non-transgender, abortion versus non-abort. Everything was like, it was like playing a video game. You were trying to fend off so much stuff. And now that the game is kind of paused, you're like, I just want to breathe a little bit.
There has definitely been a sigh of relief. Check your
This is called
check your messages.
Eric, this is called basking in the glory.
It is, but don't take it for granted.
No. Although there was a senator yesterday. I mean, Joe, can you show the senators what they had to say yesterday? This is what bums me out a little bit. Megan, I thought about you because you strike me, you're a sweet person, but you've had this attitude where you want to like take your thumb and stick it down in their wound right now because you were so angry with how they treated Trump.
Oh, I still am. I have no problem admitting that. I'm
You'd like your son to beat the opposing team 15-0 instead of 5-0.
I would.
If they mouthed off in the last game.
I'm not look, they do not know how to play nice, and I am so sick and tired of the right and the conservatives to always be taking the high road. Is that the right thing to do? Sure.
It is. But wait, no. Let me stop you there.
This is good stuff.
There is no road at this point. Check it out. It's just insignificant. It's like high road, low road. There is no road. It's like you stepped on them or you rolled over them with a tank. The road is gone. Now, this is where I might be interested in talking. Is the speculation of what happens with Doge, the Elon Musk and the Ramaswamy thing, what gets cut out? What happens next with the 1,400 acres that Texas has given the federal government with a facility to bring all the illegal aliens to, so they don't have to be in downtown New York City or downtown St. Louis?
There's the tease for the show. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, here I want to show.
And those are the exciting things that we keep talking about because it just keeps getting better and better.
It's all speculative, though. You don't know. You don't know
you
what.
You don't think Texas is going to give them that
I know
land?
they're going to do that, but what's it going to look like, guys? When the federal government with ice jackets walks into Denver to pick up a bunch of
I know.
I don't
Gang
know. Well, I don't know
members.
what it's going to look like, but it should have been looking like this all along. ICE should have been able to do their job and go after illegal criminals and get them and gather them and deport them. And if it's the kind of criminals like Jose Ibarra, who was sentenced yesterday, I don't care what they do to him.
Well, here,
I don't care what it looks like.
Let me get this out of the way since I led into it. The senators. This is interesting because they're just like sticking their. It's funny, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, pride cometh before the fall. Listen to this.
Hi, I'm Steve Daines. My pronouns are Republican majority. I have a simple message for Chuck Schumer and
Your
for Bob
days are
Casey.
done.
It's over. Hi.
Now,
I love that.
I know.
I love that.
I love it too, but I'm like, is it too much? Is it not when you think of what Schumer has done, what they have done to this country? No, it's not. I like it.
No, and Chuck Schumer, he can. I forgot to put him on the same boat with Elizabeth Warren, Mayorkas, and AOC. I forgot about him and Schiff. Let's put Schiff on there too.
But these are the guys that are going to be the front line of your piece de la resistance. And I think that that's the key is we see Trump is so quiet.
I know.
Trump is so quiet. Have you noticed that? In the first election after he won, he was not quiet.
He's taking a breather.
He's busy getting pics together.
It's true. He's not getting pissed off that the media is saying that Elon Musk is the shadow president. He's not getting pissed off about anything about the border wall. You don't hear him pissed off about anything. I think he is focused like a laser beam right now. I think he has had enough of talking to the media. I think that if you want to know my opinion, I don't think we're going to see a lot of him in the media this next time. I think he's going to rely on his spokesmodels, and every single one of his cabinet picks is a spokesmodel. Pete Hegseth. I mean, Dr. Oz. I mean, these are all guys that know how to speak in front of a camera. RFK Jr. Come on, man.
Well, I'm just loving that there's actually people leaving the country who said they would leave.
Are they really?
Eva Longoria took off.
Don't forget that.
I know. Ellen DeGeneres Gary Busey. Look at her.
I think that's more of the P. Diddy stuff,
Doesn't she look like Gary Busey?
Oh my gosh. Oh,
Hold on, let me see.
oh my
here.
Look at her.
gosh.
She had a message that she was taking off. You know, I was like,
Just so sad.
Look.
Between her and Rosie O'Donnell, I don't know. They could have a beauty queen pageant.
oh my God. Rosie posted a video yesterday too. They're just all the losers out there are just losing their minds.
But you know what? So here's the deal. Maybe this country isn't for them. You know, maybe the thing about this country is I don't remember a lot of Republicans when Obama won or when Biden won. Do you remember any of our side going, we're out of here. We're going to Punta Cana. Do you remember any of that? That's their thing.
Well, here's the thing. You know, this country is not for them. It is not
I
for
don't
the
think it
liberals
is.
because it's obvious. They don't believe in what we believe in.
Yeah.
God, family, country. You know, everything that we stand for now is really the opposite of what they stand for. So maybe it's not. Maybe it's not for them.
Yeah.
But what they have to realize is that they can't start trying to force us to surrender to their ideologies and try to transform who we are as America and what we were founded on. And they've gotten away with it up until now.
Yes.
I truly believe that for the last 4 years, the woke mind virus has took over. Well, I was going to say half the country, but it's looking like it's less now.
I think you might be overthinking it a little bit. I think that because I remember talking to Vic about this 4 years ago. I said,
4 years ago.
I said, dude, we got to figure this out. There's something going on. It's like playing the game of Clue. There's a lot of stuff going on that we got to figure out. This deep state. We got to figure out this COVID thing. We got to figure out what the hell, this George Soros garbage. Here's the deal. And it's real simple. Elite celebrities who live in Los Angeles and Manhattan, they have carte blanche access to the leaders of this country. That's it. And they are able to walk in and say, I do think we need transgendered bathrooms. And then they have this outdoor thing going on outside with news cameras of transgendered activists. And that makes it look like it's the only thing in the country that matters. the elite liberals like the Ellen and the Shares, they're talking to the Nancy Pelosi's and the Schiffs, and it's this bizarre circle, and that's how I believe stuff got into our public consciousness. I really do believe that it was kind of simple. It was the George Floyd thing. It was like defund the police. Well, of course you got to defund the police. Look, there's a cop with his knee on this guy's neck, and the elite talk to Nancy Pelosi. That gets in there. They go and they take a knee in Congress. Remember all that garbage?
I do.
The Republicans are just looking at this, going, "What the? What are you doing?"
But nobody was standing up and saying anything. Nobody. I mean,
they couldn't. They had every single media outlet, including
the media,
the one you used to be on.
But the media changed, and then who started to take over some of the media? TMZ. TMZ started, and then this is great because here's Harvey Levin, who I love him, doing an interview about what happened to the media and how Democrats were bullies, just exactly what you guys were just saying.
So how did Trump do this?
The Democrats have become bullies. And I don't know how else to put it. But when you start calling, people who are inclined to vote for him for various reasons, misogynists and racists and garbage, and deplorables, it is just shaming people into revolting.
There were a lot of Democrats that seem to be telling voters, don't believe your own eyes on a lot of different issues. The economy, they were telling people Bidenomics was working when people were paying more for their groceries.
I think that's exactly right. Listen, the media amplified this. They wanted a certain result and were pushing that result. And I think a lot of voters saw right through that. I think this was the Democrats losing the election as much as it was Trump winning.
Absolutely. No doubt.
Well,
I mean, this is TMZ
how did Trump
of all
do this?
TMZ of all people, and
but-
Harvey Levin.
So don't kid yourself. The TMZ's not as liberal as you think they are. Harvey's he's a level-minded guy. He's probably super socially liberal, but he does see defund the what in Los Angeles. I got some properties here that I need protected. So
right. Well, you can only be so liberal and put yourself out there like him and his crew does. When they go, they'll ask anybody anything.
Yeah.
They'll follow them. They'll chase them. They'll yell questions. So yeah, I mean, you can only be so liberal and put yourself in those kinds of positions.
If it wasn't for them, would the P. Diddy stuff have come out as much as it has? I don't know. I mean, I'm asking, is it?
Well, I think that we would have heard some of that because, I mean, that was kind of a big deal. I mean, he had some major indictments against him. So if mainstream media wouldn't have even mentioned that, that would have been a real, dirty secret that they were trying to keep.
Yeah.
But, I think that I think it went on too long. Yeah, Democrats are opening their eyes. Yes, legacy media is, starting to wake up as well. But for me personally, the whole thing went on way too long. The fact that still now, when I'm reading my emails from colleagues, that I still see pronouns and you're, after your name, like I can see you and I know your name is Katie.
But
let me tell you
AOC
she dropped him.
AOC dropped hers.
Let me tell you what pronouns are, okay? They're like what I used to wear in the 80s. They're like spandex pants.
Oh boy.
Nobody wears spandex.
Did you really wear spandex?
I did.
Oh my word.
Nobody is ever going to bring.
He still does.
No
I'd
one
like
is.
a picture. Just sorry,
no one
not
is.
to do.
Oh,
get
I
you
got
off the
you.
subject.
I got you. No one is ever bringing spandex pants back again. This is what I'm talking about. Pronouns are the spandex pants of the 2020 election. I'm sorry. Nobody wants them. People look at them and go, "Oh, how cute. They're so woke." Anyway, I got to go get groceries. I'm telling you, I live this. It's a fad. It's a style. It's a style. It's a right. It's like I'm so stylish because I went to see Tashara. We played at the what was it? The Mayor's Ball a few years ago. PRL, and Tashara was there with Paige, and they both came on stage and go, "Hi, I'm him, her, or her, him, or his, them, or whatever it was," and me. And my liberal drummer just looked at each other, and he even started laughing. So it's a fad. It's not going to stick around.
My friend at the gas station told me a joke this morning.
What's that?
He says, "How does a non-binary person take out a binary person?" I said, "How?" He goes, "They them.
Oh. That was
I
a
went,
good
nice
one.
job.
Yeah.
That
T.
was a good one.
It's that is over. It's gone. I'm
Well,
sorry.
but there's other things too. I mean, there's for instance, handing out clean needles to drug users and to the
Hey,
homeless.
now.
I was there at the beginning of that in Seattle, Washington.
That's right, you
Yeah.
were.
I was at the
Did
beginning
you get
of
some
that.
good
cra-
needles?
No, it was right by a Starbucks. It was right. It was in Pioneer Square. It was right next door to a Starbucks, and you could go in there after hours and shoot up in it was like stainless steel desks, and you go, here's put your used ones here. Here's the new ones. Have fun. But you couldn't smoke in the club. And I was like, this makes no sense.
Yeah, well,
That doesn't.
no, it doesn't make any sense. But I mean, there's so many, and
Yeah.
I don't forget those things. I don't forget what they did, what the left did during the COVID pandemic either. I don't forget what blue cities looked like during that time and what the school system looked like during that time. I don't forget that. I remember what Florida looked like during that time and how other states should have done those things. I think that, I don't know. Like, I truly believe that there is a woke mind virus, and I think that it took over and it went on too long. And for some reason, people now are feeling better. We talked about it with Hulk Hogan. He, up until Trump was shot, he was afraid to say who he was politically affiliated with. He was afraid to say how much he loved Trump until then. Then he broke out the MAGA hats and went to the RNC and things like that. So, it's slow. It's been too slow for me, but at least it's happening, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for that. But all this pronoun business and stuff like that, it's like,
But the Dems are going to come up with something else because things are too good.
No,
right
here's
now
what
for
they're.
the Republicans.
Right, you're right, Vic. And here's what.
it's called
this is
World War III.
this
and
is
abortion. They were.
Well,
they tried to abortion, and it didn't work.
I don't think that's it. I think so. I don't think they care that much about abortion. They use these tools every now and then, right? And they go, well, that abortion thing, it almost worked, but it just didn't get us over the finish line. But the next one that's going to be high definition video of ICE agents taking people away and deporting them. I think that's going to be the next thing.
And it's going to be weaponized. It's going to be propaganda.
Yeah.
If the likes, well, I think Mika and Joe woke up. I won't go down that whole.
They
whole
screwed
thing.
up bad.
Yeah. I don't, it might not be
was
those
awesome.
two.
They
in
screwed up
particular.
so bad.
Oh my God,
But-
that's so good.
It's like Van Halen. It's like David Lee Roth coming out and saying, "I think Sammy Hagar is all right."
It really
that
is.
never works out good for anybody.
Yeah. Well, I do. I think that they're going to take bits and pieces of footage and video, and they're going to make it look like, well, because Kamala Harris, what did she say? She said that ICE are racist and they want to go around and they want to act like the old slave days and they want to round people up like they did slaves. I mean, she has said that many times. So we're going to start seeing little video clips.
Yes, I think you're right.
And it's not going to be the full story. We're not going to see what happened before it. We're not going to see what happened after. So be ready for that. And I hope that people are smart enough now.
Well, Jasmine Crockett, St. Louis's own. This is what I think is very, very scary. Jasmine Crockett portrays herself as a racist, and whether she's trying to or not, this is what she's now telling white people. And I think you're gonna see a lot of this now where we are when it comes to going after Republicans.
Is because you can then misuse words like oppression. There has been no oppression for the white man in this country. You tell me which white men were dragged out of their homes. You tell me which one of them got dragged all the way across an ocean and told that you are going to go and work.
Oh my God.
We are going to steal your wives. We are going to rape your wives. That didn't happen. That is oppression. We didn't ask to be here. We're not the same migrants that y'all constantly come up against. We didn't run away from home. We were stolen. So yeah, we are going to sit here and be offended when you want to sit here and act like, and don't let it escape you that it is white men on this side of the aisle telling us, people of color on this side of the aisle.
That's brainwashing.
That
Such a
y'all
shame.
was
That's
the
such a
oppressed.
shame.
Well,
That y'all
I
were
would
the
have
ones-
loved.
This is where she's going to now.
You know
Look,
what that is a
I-
product of? We talked about this before. That's a product of a little baby being taken out of the womb and being subjected to moms and dads and neighborhoods saying, You are the product of slavery.
You're a victim.
Let me show you a picture of slavery.
Well, she went to Cardinal Ritter. I don't know if she learned it there. In
Of
her
course she
neighborhood.
did.
I don't know.
Of
Cardinal
course
Ritter
she
Prep.
did. It's like
With
when
Mark
you
Kaysen.
when you don't believe in yourself.
Oh my God!
You
was
always
she taught by Mark Kaysen?
was she really?
I don't
Well,
know.
Cardinal Ritter.
Maybe.
When you don't believe in yourself, that's what happens.
Well,
when
you
you
know-
don't believe that you have the ability to pick yourself up and put yourself into,
Because she's clearly intelligent enough to get to the position that she is, but
that's the problem.
yeah. So I don't know if Democrats are going to start calling us
programming.
racist again.
Well, you guys forget about that word. Flush it down the toilet. It's watered down. It means nothing in 99% of the cases. And we off air, Eric, me, Joe, and Vic the other day, we talked a lot about this, about racism.
Yeah.
And I was a young girl told me just a few days ago that she was raised in a home to stay away from white people.
Yes.
Not talk to white people. This is in St. Louis. This is a 19-year-old girl. To stay away from police, that the white will do you wrong.
Yep.
So this poor child has zero trust in just somebody just based on the color of her skin. And this woman sitting here, she needs to go back to history class.
Yeah.
Because in the late 1600s, the Irish were the first pulled out of their homes, drug across the ocean, and made slaves here in the United States. The Irish, not the Africans.
They don't talk about indentured servitude. They don't talk about the Chinese coming over here and working on the railroads. There's been and that's just in the last couple hundred years. Go back 5,000 years and see how the pyramids were built. I mean, it's look. The problem is,
And it doesn't make it okay that anybody did anything to anybody the black people.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it okay. But if you're going to try and make somebody feel bad, know your facts, know your history.
The problem is it starts at childhood, and the programming begins there.
Yes.
And this lady, I hope she's successful in life. I really do. I hope she has a God-fearing background. I hope she has a good job. I hope that her family is healthy. I do. But
That is not a God-fearing woman. I'm sorry.
the negative feedback that she is talking about is only going to hurt her kids going forward. It's going to hurt her community going forward. If she's financially downtrodden, she's never going to break out of it, because there's a lot of African American people out there right now that are multi-gazillionaires because they don't believe that. Excuse my language, but they don't believe that, and they're like, you guys have North St. Louis all you want. I'm going to Manhattan and I'm going to make something of myself. So that's bullcrap.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I hope that this is the era that we get past this.
Yeah, I do too. I
really
really do too. But the question is, moving forward, because Trump won and because people are starting to speak out for truth and not putting up with all of these crazy ideologies, is that going to further divide our country? Or do you think that
No,
it's
I don't think so. I think that what do you think, Vic? I think that this was I think that it was a nuclear explosion of epoxy. I think that the election was a nuclear explosion of epoxy. As soon as that happened, I heard it went from Rocky to Celebration, and I heard that music in my head. Celebrate, and I was like, everybody wants to be part of a party.
Everybody?
Why? That's
Everybody
the party
wants to be part of a party. Am I lying? If there's
The first music I heard is when he wins in the ring.
well, there
and
you go.
then we go to
the very cinematic stuff. Yeah. When Apollo Creed says, "You just beat the crap out of me, Rock." You know, it's true. But here's the deal. Look, this is human nature. You want to be, if you're on campus at Mizzou, you want to go to the Sig Ep party because it's fun. You don't want to go to the nerd party down here at the Omega Moose or whatever it is. You want to go to the Omega Moose. The Omega Moose, that's the Democrats. I want to go to the Sig Ep party. That's why I think all of this stuff is, you know what I mean? I just think that we need to not listen to them anymore. You had your chance. We had an election. We're not listening to your garbage anymore. As a matter of fact, put Gates in right now as put all of his cabinet in, and let's rock and roll for a few years and see what happens.
Gates said yesterday he does think he's going to be confirmed, and
I do too. And can I give you a theory?
Yeah.
So check this out. What's his name? Rubio is going to be in the cabinet for sure, right? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
check this
Secretary
out.
of State.
Guess who gets to put the new senator into the mix?
That would be Florida
DeSantis.
Governor DeSantis.
They just put Gates right in the Senate. Do you think the Senate wants him hanging around?
Wait a minute. Puts who in the Senate?
Puts Gates in the Senate because Gates is from Florida.
Gates is going to be the Attorney General.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what if you have any, if
Laura
you have,
Trump is the leading candidate that I hear for
Yeah.
Florida senator.
well, that
Would be interesting.
That would be super interesting.
I mean, you got Laura McMahon, the
Linda McMahon.
Linda
She- no,
McMahon,
she's
she's
education
the education
secretary.
secretary. What do you think she's going to do there? She's going to destroy that thing, and she's going to take. It's going to be so bizarre here in a few months.
No, it is. This is good. This is the
bizarre,
celebration.
good bizarre.
I mean, even the biatches at The View this morning, it just came out and said, listen, we lost. Troy Bear, like, we lost. 50% of the country's miserable. We hate that he won, but we lost, they won. And all the BS that they said about Gates.
I'm not over them either.
Oh, yeah. Listen, but Sonny Hostin's the worst of them.
Oh.
She had to apologize to Gates on
love
air.
this. Well, she had to. Lawfully, she had to make this apology.
Not only them, since Eric brought up Gates, all of these lies about Gates.
Yeah.
Just remember the DOJ investigated him for 3 years and couldn't come up with any charges. The same thing that happened with the Michael Brown situation. DOJ for multiple years tried to come up with charges against Darren Wilson, but he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
She had to apologize after saying wrong stuff about him on their own show the other day.
On screen. What about gay Sonny? You have a legal note.
I do have a legal note. Thank you, Whoopi.
Legal note.
Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations, calling the claims, quote, invented, and saying in a statement to ABC News that this false smear following a 3-year criminal investigation should be viewed with great skepticism. That DOJ investigation was closed with no charges being brought.
We'll be right back.
Oh, that has got to be so embarrassing.
Oh my gosh! I mean, look at her. She literally looked miserable. She looked like she wanted to crawl into a dark hole and never ever come back out. I mean, just absolutely embarrassed. But you know what? I'm so glad. But you know, again, it's for these gals right here. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to move forward. I don't watch the show. I never have, but I'm forced to see them when the news shows me clips of them and how angry and mean and bitter and
they are
and how much they lie on a regular basis. I just those are the kind of people that they just went. There's that line that I always talk about where you can. You know, you can play that, you know, I'm on the left, you're on the right, and kind of that political game, but they've crossed the line too many times.
I've never understood who those ladies are champions of. Are you guys champions of union workers? Are you guys champions of only LGBTQ people? Are you guys champions of only feminist women? I don't even know that you are, but
they're just angry.
I know you're not. I know you're not champions of heterosexual white males in the Midwest. I know that for a fact. But I've never known who they were really.
I think they're champions of anyone that is not neurotypical.
What does that mean?
Anybody that is a little bit off and wants to, you know, to take something that is not normal, that is completely abnormal. I mean, that's just a fact.
Yeah.
They will champion that.
But when did that become popular?
As soon as the woke mind virus took over these people.
Well, even as the judges are starting to drop these cases, I mean, New York, they're the worst. D.A. Bragg, who is just a POS, he just really is for his actions. I mean, he's come out now and he's like, he asked the judge, can we stay this case until after Donald Trump finishes his presidency?
Yeah.
I don't think, is that legal?
I don't even think it's legal.
Is that legal?
No, he says that he can, he can hang that over his head for 4 years. He can hang that an awaited sentence.
But then who do you appeal that
charges to?
Because that would drive me nuts. I'm the kind of guy, if I get a letter from the insurance company, I'm chasing them down. I want to resolve it now. But Who can he appeal that to?
Well, that's just it. They don't, for so many reasons. Alvin Bragg should not do this. It's just not right on so many levels. He never even should have brought these charges in the first place. He ran on the whole thing. I'm going to take Trump down. So now his ego is too big where he can't say, okay, he won the election.
Yeah.
I see this for what it is. I'm willing to just go ahead and let this die with all of the other charges that they put against Trump. But he won't. And he's saying that he wants to hold it over his head. He'll wait. He's like, I'll sit back. I'll be patient.
Yeah.
I'll sentence him. But the problem is that they, exactly what you said. It's, this is a man who is running our country. Mm-hmm. Whether you like it or not, he is in charge of your safety, your economy, what's going to happen in your family, all of it. And so for someone like that to have that lingering over their head, that's not good for their mental state. Just like you said, how do you appeal that? How do you make it go away?
I'm huge on this. Where are the checks and balances on any situation? And here's the deal. You have a liberal progressive judge, a liberal progressive daughter who was working the case, a liberal progressive DA.
Liberal progressive jury.
Liberal progressive jury. Where's the check and the balance in something like that?
It doesn't exist in Congress right now. It doesn't exist in the DOJ, the FBI, the COA. There is no checks and balances.
Yeah. A little birdie just said, hey, Eric, the View could also be called the Omega Moose you were talking about.
Ha!
So there you go. There's your connection. You know what's also exciting with all of that is Elon and Vivek. Vivek came out with a message yesterday. He's going to pause his super popular podcast for this. Here's Vivek talking about what he's going to do now with his good buddy, some guy named Elon Musk, because this is freaking badass.
To put a pause on the weekly Truth podcasts. I've enjoyed doing it this year. It's been incredibly fun and entertaining. I've learned from a lot of the guests, and I've enjoyed communicating with all of you. We're going to put that on pause for a little bit. And as you may have heard, Elon and I are going to start a separate track of Dogecasts that explain exactly what we're doing to the public to provide transparency in what is a once-in-a-generation project. We want to bring the public along with us, to lift the curtain, to take us behind the scenes of what actually that waste, fraud, and abuse in government looks like. However bad you think it is, it's probably worse. But we don't want to do this to just expose the problem. We want to do it to solve the problem. I'm going to put a pause.
This is so damn good.
We are in this weird, it's official. We are in the era of podcasts. Mm-hmm. And it just hit me. Because these are two guys that could be on any television show as a reality TV show, saying every night at 7 o'clock on ABC, they could have that if they wanted
but
it.
Now they're producing their own.
Yes, this is amazing. And don't be surprised when you come and watch it and they go 78 million views for the let's get rid of the Department of Education Dogecast.
Yeah.
I give
Come
credit.
on, man.
Well, Tucker Carlson is the guy in my humble opinion who really started to bring all of this to the limelight on X, getting hundreds of millions of views.
Yeah.
And Tucker's been quiet throughout the last 6 months. He really has been. He showed up at the Republican convention and gave an amazing speech. But I give him credit for bringing more people online to X, to watching alternative programming like we do.
Yeah.
And
Here
my
comes
God,
the great hack.
Oh my, what do you mean?
Remember the World Economic Forum talking about the great hack? Klaus Schwab.
But the great hack for what?
The internet. Like, the internet will go down.
Oh, so what?
Yeah.
We got carrier
we got all
pigeons.
these podcasts and everything, so we're going to have to go back to terrestrial signals because they're going to hack it.
Okay, well.
They use carrier pigeons in
We'll
John
use the
Wick,
nail.
so I get it.
We'll use the nail.
I'd love to have a carrier pigeon.
So I love the frick that they are going to do that. I mean, Elon and Vivek, those personalities, those brains, those ideas, as they slash government programs on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
And you get a slash.
Yeah.
And you get a slash. This is freaking phenomenal when you think about, and just think about this.
Come on, Vic, preach.
Here it is. Think about
Get
this.
some.
Now, for the first time ever, literally for the first time ever,
Yes.
Americans are going to get the kind of transparency that they have never seen from government agencies.
It's great.
What was happening? What's going to stop? How much money was going to the underwater basket weaving program in Venezuela? I mean, these kind of things, you're going to be like, what? And then once Americans get a taste of that, we're always going to want that. Now, this is a new beginning, a new a refreshing of this country. It is.
Yes.
That doesn't mean bad and bad ideas go away, but my God, we're about ready to embark on something beautiful.
Have you ever been to Washington, D.C.?
I have.
Have you ever noticed the amazing buildings that are there? The government agencies, the museums,
Beautiful.
the Congress,
that they just all got
everything.
spray painted by the
What?
people.
Antifa.
Yeah, Antifa. I have always thought, how much is the mortgage in this place? Jeez. What if we took all the people and say, thank you for your service. Washington, D.C. has been nice to you. But the new department that you're affiliated with, we're moving you to South Omaha City. And that's going to be where we have the agency that you're affiliated with. And yours is going to be North Des Moines, Iowa. So have fun there. How many people do you think will actually go and not quit, right? Because that's the problem, is you're not allowed to fire these people. They have some bizarre contract with the unions, which, by the way, Roosevelt said, if you ever have public unions, you're in trouble. Remember that? But you're in North Des Moines, Iowa. And the Department of Education, well, we're going to get rid of the whole thing, but we are going to put together a nice little center in Butte. That's how you get rid of all this crap. It's like we want to spread out these agencies across the United States.
Yeah.
We do. As a matter of fact, we should put the agencies where they're most needed, like the IRS. Where would you put the IRS? Where would you put the IRS? I think that should be in the crappiest of the crappiest place ever. Fargo, North Dakota. Put them into Fargo.
How about eliminate them and totally overhaul it?
Exactly. I think that's where you have to start with these things.
They may be looking at that as well. I'm not kidding.
And I'm going to say something. The United States of America does not produce anything, yet they take in a ton of money every single day. Elon and Vivek might be able to produce something with the country, say, we will be able to make money and not just siphon money from the citizens, right?
Yeah.
That could be a way to, because you can't just cut your way out of it. You actually have to produce something. I think Amazon makes more money than the government, don't they?
Well, yeah, but here's the thing, too, is, and Elon, he loves to talk about taxes. We're taxed so that we can pay tax to pay the tax. But, our debt, we have got to bring that down, because just printing money printing money that has to stop. And government overspending has just gone to, we can't even imagine. I mean, look what they give Zelensky. Every time the guy turns around, opens his hand, billions and billions and billions.
Well, I don't want
dollars.
to be the idiot that says, "Oh, let's look at other countries." But look at Dubai. Dubai is got so much cash on hand that their taxis are Ferraris. Yeah. Okay, that's you want to look at why is a Dubai so successful?
Well, they've got resources, but they have law and order. Can you imagine if these immigrants showed up over there?
Small restrictions in their business practices. It's very inviting. That's another thing. Be inviting to business. Don't try to push them into don't make it so that you have to have offshore business accounts, right?
100%.
Well, it's legal, but where are your bank accounts? Well, they're in Cancun. Well, why don't you have them in Illinois, or why don't you have them in Missouri, or whatever? I can't.
But I'm telling you what, I don't know if people are going to get upset with this or not, but Elon and Vivek have, and I saw from our chat line, I think it was Sarah, she says, Vivek said they're going to require people to come back to the office 5 days a week.
That's another thing. There you go.
15% of the federal government right now works from home.
Yes.
And there's a large percentage are double dipping with other jobs.
Yeah.
So this is going to, I know this is going to, liberals hate this. And I know some people who love working from home instead of going to the office. But are you really going to be as effective at home as you would
Absolutely
be?
not.
Statistics show that you're not. That's
so
a fact.
that may not make people a lot of happy.
No,
a lot of happiness.
You got to put your sweatpants away. Put some shoes on. Learn how to tie your shoelaces again, and go to work.
That's a Gen Z problem, because if you were going to go hire a bunch of Gen Xers, they'd be there in a second, and they'd be the first one at the door.
Well, they would only be there in a second if they were told that it was mandatory or that they were going to get a pay cut.
It's just what we're used to.
No, I said that wrong. I meant 15. Only 15% are 15% are going into work right now.
Yeah.
15%.
Wait, what?
85% of the federal government is working from home.
You've got to be kidding me.
That's what they said they're going to change.
Well,
wow.
Cindy says she's more effective at home, but
that's not true, Cindy. That's not true. There's psychological studies that say that that's not true.
Eric says, Cindy,
you think you
get
are,
up
but you're not.
And go to work.
It's about it's about efficiencies. Do you have the efficiencies? Now, I do know that being at home, you do have clearer mind, but you do also have collaborative efforts with your team members. You have deadlines that you have to hit. You're being watched. I know don't think that that's a great thing, but you are being monitored on how efficient you actually are. So you work hard. Anyway, there's a bunch of these weird studies out there that say if you're at the office actually does better. So
well, and it does. I mean, statistics show that 100% it does. I mean, you just do better. You know.
I once called my cell service because I was having a problem, and they go, Spectrum, how can I help you? And I heard the dog barking in the back of it. Damn. Oh, she's working from home. How you doing? Yeah, can you come help me? My phone doesn't work. And can you put the dog away?
Hey, before we get too off track, I wanted to bring up, so Robert on Chatline, he brought up just a little while ago that New York Times was reporting that, the Biden administration was going to start to loosen up, the immigration statuses on in deportation and all that now, right? Before Trump gets in, which I don't know how much more loose they could be because as we've seen, it's these illegals are just running rampant. They're all over our country and they're committing crimes.
They are.
And that it's going to start in New York City. And this just kind of goes along with what you were saying is like, yesterday we all saw that Laken Riley's murderer was, he was found guilty on all charges, sentenced to life without parole. But that is just one, and that is just like right now, like they're going around and they're arresting all of these illegals right now that are child rapists. So, I just want to make one thing clear before I get too far down this, but these men that they're going after right now to arrest that are raping children here in the United States, they were wanted for rape in their own country. And so if Kamala Harris and people like her want to say, oh, well, we vet these people, they're just here for asylum. Bull crap, they're vetting these people. Okay, so they're coming in, they're wanted in their own country. So, I guess I'm just hot about it because it's especially, it's just child rape. But these guys that, and they've already given these guys plane tickets. So they get here, they're seeking asylum or whatever their excuse is. And then they get to the city that they're appointed or taken to and they go, you know what? We don't like it here. My 14-year-old son says to me, Mom, why did they give that guy a plane ticket to go because he didn't like the city to go to another place? Was it free? Was that a free plane ticket? I said, yeah. So, they're moving these people around like there's some kind of royalty. And just allowing them to just do these just horrific.
No, they know what they're doing.
Crimes.
But it's coming to an end.
Right, but so it just infuriates me that the Biden administration has the audacity to come out and say that they're going to start loosening up, because basically they're like, hey, run from ICE. Hey, all you illegals, you go ahead. This is how you're going to do it. It's almost like they're telling them what to do to avoid ICE.
No, they are. And then check out this caravan. There was a caravan that was headed towards the United States. Then it stopped. Then Trump won the election, and it was a little hold for a while. If you don't believe that this isn't coordinated by some 3-letter government agency or the deep state, think again. This is what's headed towards America again right now to try to get into the country before Donald Trump takes over. This is legitimate video that has been taken over the last week of this caravan literally being aided. And hopefully Trump is talking to Mexico going, okay, we're going to drop the hammer on you if you don't stop this. I'm telling you, you're going to pay a price.
Then Trump needs to make a phone call immediately.
But that's what's headed to the United States. But at least the United States is trying to do something about this. The state of Texas, thank you, Texas, has now given Donald Trump 1,400 acres to use as a staging ground to begin the mass deportations that Trump has told us he would do and stop it immediately. I'm like, all right, that's what we need, 1,400 acres to start it.
Yeah.
1,400
you gotta-
acres and another 1,000 miles of fencing. That's about it.
That'll
take care of it.
Put the infrastructure in place.
Yeah.
Well, they've already started to extend the buoys. Did you guys see that in the
I
Rio
did.
No.
Grande? Yeah,
I
so
did.
they've already started to put those buoys back that
Thank
the left
God.
was so upset about. So they've at least started implementing that. But isn't it sad that
That's
we-
1,500 migrants, by the way, that was coming through.
Exactly.
1,500.
From Mexico, from South Mexico, they're making their way up. Just all of them, just walking like that. And I feel horrible, especially for those children. I feel horrible, but I feel even worse when they're told that they can come here with open arms and we're going to take care of you, and we can't take care of you. We don't have the resources, and I hope that none of those children that are making that trek end up like the other 320,000 children that came across our border that we have no idea where they are.
Yeah,
I
I
hope
think
that
it's
that
going to be
doesn't happen.
a very smart policy because it's so easy. It's so easy.
It really is.
Trump is the number. I mean, he's the superpower in the hemisphere. Trump is not the United States. Trump is the superpower. Biden's not the superpower. Kamala Harris was definitely not the superpower. Trump's brain is the superpower, and he's going to go, okay, Venezuela, okay, Mexico.
Yep.
You got one opportunity to get these people to turn the F around, or else here's what's going to happen. And he just goes down a laundry list, 15 things deep. He goes, and I got the paperwork right here, and I will sign it on day one if you do not fix this immediately. So, and the whole thing, and as a matter of fact, you will take these people back, the criminals, the rapists, the drug addicts. Otherwise, you can go get China all you want to come do business in your country. You won't get one thing in the United States as far as tariffs go. Not one. Not one. And if you do, then we'll consider it whatever.
Well, Biden's lost. Kamala's on vacation in Hawaii. That's true.
Is that right?
There's
I
no
was
way,
going to ask you, where is she
there's
go?
no way Biden approved the whole situation with U.S. missiles being shot into Russia out of Ukraine. That's an Antony Blinken call. Other people are running the government for the next 60 days until we can get Donald Trump in there. Now, Trump and his people within have an idea of who's doing it. They know what's going on. And thank God they can try to keep dibs on it, but they can't stop everything from happening. And God, who knows what could still happen in the next 60 days. I'm just glad we're trying to put the hammer down when it comes to illegals. Tom Homan was on Laura Ingraham again last night.
Yeah.
He's a new border czar, bringing up,
He looks like a bulldog.
literally telling Democratic governors, you need to listen up, and because of this Lake and Riley situation, as you were talking about early, Megan. I mean, Homan's not messing around, and he is going to be the face of deportation. And thank God, I pray blessings and protection all over this guy.
Absolutely.
You know, Laura, a lot of people ask me why I get so emotional when I do Fox News and why I scream at members of Congress. Because I've seen so much tragedy. I've talked to hundreds of angels and moms and dads who buried their children because they're killed by illegal alien. This is the latest. You know, I've talked to little girls as young as 9 years old that were raped multiple times by members of cartel. When you look in her eyes and everything innocent and pure has been ripped from her soul, and her life will never be the same. I mean, it's just I'm tired of it. And the government failed the Lake and Riley family. Not only if President Trump was president, he'd be sitting in Mexico in the Remain in Mexico program. And if he did get to New York and he was arrested for injury to a child in New York, I used to be able to arrest him because the priorities under Trump where if you're in the country illegally, you're a target. But because Secretary Mayorkas put the priorities so low, even the injury to the child didn't meet the standards, so ICE could even place a detainer on him. So this is purely, it could have been prevented. This young lady's dead, and I want every mayor, every governor of a sanctuary jurisdiction to listen to that tape, listen to this young girl fight for her life, fight for her breath, trying to survive, terrified. Think of I want you to understand what she went through. Like the 9-year-old boy, the 5-year-old boy in the back of the tractor trailer that I held, I found him dead, baked to death. Mm-hmm. I thought about what the last hour of his life was like. You need to listen to this tape. And for those governors and mayors that are saying they're going to stop Tom Homan, they're going to stop President Trump, shame on you. Your responsibility is to protect your communities, and that's what we want to do, is protect your community.
Mm-hmm.
True story.
Yeah.
And who would ask him, why do you get so upset when you come on Fox News?
Good point.
That is a normal reaction of someone who actually has a huge heart. He is the bulldog, which is exactly what we need. But we need him because he has a heart. He has compassion. He's empathetic. and he knows and has seen firsthand what is happening under this administration.
Yeah, you're right. He's got a heart, but it's common sense. It's like,
yeah, exactly.
It's like
A
Holman.
normal reaction.
It's like Holman is like, he's looking at a patient that has cancer, and he's going, this guy is giving you cough syrup for cancer, and I'm not like Mayorkas and Kamala. It's like they're not even addressing the cancer. Holman's coming and go, we got to fix this before the country dies or the patient dies in that way. So it's everything it's all common sense. Sanctuary city, where in the hell is there something in the Constitution that says all cities have the right to be sanctuary cities if they want to and bypass the rule of law from the federal government? Just show me where that is. Otherwise, get the hell out. It's like if you don't go into your job to do the job, if I join an NFL team and I say I'm going to be your tight end, yet I go in there and I call myself the quarterback, then I don't need to be playing for that team. Go find somewhere else. But if you want to be the mayor of Denver, your job is to protect the people by letting the federal government come in and do their damn job.
Right, but again, you're talking common sense. And that doesn't exist over here.
Well, I think
How dare you?
Especially in Denver. I mean, have they not had enough? No, they haven't.
We've crossed a Rubicon. It was called the election. We are now on the other side of that. We can now look at the people that are going to bitch about it and go, just stay under my foot for a while. We're going to take care of business. It's like Vic said. The parents have come home. They were out at the symphony, and the kids took over and had a damn crack party. And the crack party's over now. Every time I think of it, I think of Weird Science when the parents come home and the nuclear missiles start going back into the ground and all the people leave.
Wonderful 80s movie reference right there for those of you who may not know.
Go watch it.
Well, hey, since you mentioned symphony.
Yeah.
You know, this whole Daniel Penny case we don't have to talk about it today, but that's another case that just has me
bring it up
in a tizzy.
I know
I've been following it, and it's so infuriating to watch this kid this young man go through what he's going through. It talk about no common sense. But you said symphony, so this guy, military kid. And also played for 2 years in the symphony. And they're trying to depict him as a killer because he was proactive instead of reactive when he was trying to hold the guy down on the subway. But, the first thing yesterday when I was watching the latest on all of it was I was thinking, what if there was a jogger that was jogging by Jose Ibarra when he was kidnapping Lake and Riley? What if he would have intervened? And what if he would have held the guy down until the police got there?
Or shot him.
Or anything. Right.
But a crime was taking place if you're abducting somebody.
Right.
This guy was making threats.
Okay, well, what if he saw the guy walking over?
I'm just saying from a legal standpoint, I hate what's happening to Daniel Penny.
What if Jose Ibarra
but a crime was not occurring yet.
Well, exactly. And that's why thank you, Daniel Penny. That's why I personally
agree with you.
Want to thank him because he had the wherewithal to see what was happening. He saw how scared all the people were. He saw that there were women and children on that subway, and he wasn't going to sit back. Again, a normal reaction.
But if he gets convicted, I understand why.
Well,
I don't.
Yeah, because something,
I hate it.
Because something happened. But
I don't. It's an excuse.
What gives? What do they look at New York City?
I just know how the law system is in New York.
Is a dump. The place
No,
is
you're
a
not
dump,
surprised,
and there needs
but
to
I
be
don't
more
get it.
people like him standing up and doing the right thing while there's a bunch of psychopaths that
Cindy
are running
said we
around
just
that
had that
country.
situation yesterday in St. Louis. Not illegal, but so sad.
Yeah, I mean,
is there a point that you go, look? Is there a point where you go, all right, you just killed vigilantism anywhere in the New York area? Congratulations. If there's a rape going on, do not expect a 6-foot male New Yorker to help you out anymore. If there's something going on and I was in New York not too long ago, I didn't see one cop in the subway system, and there were a lot of crazy people down there. So if there's something going on at midnight and there's a young lady that's getting accosted, but there's some guy that could help her out, do you think to yourself, you asked for it? You asked for this, New York. Are you going to charge someone for not helping? How does this whole thing work?
Exactly.
How does this whole thing
what
work?
gives?
Why
Like,
didn't
what are we
you get up
supposed to do?
Why didn't you get up and help the girl that was getting raped and then murdered? Because I would go to jail. That's
right?
why.
Well, and that's why the cops don't want to do their job, because they've been suppressed. They are
And now
so
the family
afraid to do
of the man
their job.
who was losing his mind and eventually was choked out by Penny is now suing
Of course they are.
Penny and his family.
Even
and
though they have had no relationship with this man.
It's
Even,
sad.
you know,
This is Mike Brown 2.0.
It is.
This is all this
And it's
is.
so
it's
infuriating
Mike,
to me.
It's you. This wouldn't have even been charged. It would have been on the back page of the New York Times.
I don't think it would have been charged in a red state or a red city.
no, that's just it. It's so unfortunate that it
No,
happened.
because the red state, red city would have come out like gangsters saying, "You touch someone on the subway, you're not going to jail."
Right, and it's Alvin Bragg's again making sure that this kid, you know, that they go and they prosecute him to the fullest extent.
Yeah.
You want to talk about racism? It's completely reversed here, if you ask me, because I'm raising 3 boys to react like he did. To if you see something that is about to go down and you know it's going to be bad, be a man and step up and do the right thing.
Yep.
And that's what he did. And is it unfortunate that a life was lost? Yes, but can you imagine what could have happened to all the other people on that subway?
You just said, is it unfortunate that a life was lost? I would say no, and I'm going to say why. Because when you are psychotic and you're in a public system, and you take actions that could be endangering your own life, I would say no. I would say if you point a gun at a cop during getting pulled over, expect to die. Okay? And I know that you're psychotic, but whose fault is that? It's the city of New York's for not putting him in some kind of a
and
situation.
Police, I also have heard an officer talk on this, saying citizens should never try to invoke justice when a crime has not yet occurred.
It's not about justice.
I know, or to stop it. Please say stay out of it, because
see, that's not my nature either. So
It's
my
not mine.
Man, that is not the way it was in the 50s, 60s, and 70s in this country. If you broke
No.
into someone's store, you did not expect to leave that store. Remember that? Remember the days? Gosh.
Well, hey,
seems like
we
just
were,
yesterday.
We were at a football game a couple years ago. We were in Cleveland. Not even 2 years ago.
Yeah.
In a
But what
restaurant.
kind of a game? Oh, you were
Football.
you were in the stadium?
Yes, we were there in the city for the game. So it was before the game at a
Before
restaurant.
what kind of game? A pro
Football.
game? Oh,
Yes.
No.
Pro game.
Okay.
Okay. In a restaurant bar eating before we went, right? And not one, but there's a lot of homeless down in Cleveland. And so one guy came in. I was at a table with my husband, and then over at another table where my kids were. And so a guy comes in, he's walking around, he's homeless, he's talking to himself, the whole thing. I've seen that a million times because I work with the homeless too. No big deal. Then they start walking around my kid's table.
Yeah.
Then he leaves and another one comes. And so he would not leave. And I'm waiting for someone in that restaurant to be like this. And not disheveled does not even describe this guy.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm sitting and I'm waiting because it's their place of business to do the right thing. And this guy is hovering over my kid's table, and they're looking at me. And, I went over and physically grabbed this guy who's 3 times my size by the back of his coat and escorted him physically out, him trying to fight me.
Yeah.
I did not care. I was like, this guy, who knows what this guy's
Yeah.
got? Who knows if he's got a gun, a knife, what he's going to do to my kids? And my kids are in a corner too. So it's not like they have an easy way out.
Yep.
I got no problem taking care of business. And I wish more people would. But I physically had to take him and force him out of the restaurant.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, stay away from my kids. Not if he even understood that or not. But what are we supposed to do? Just sit back and wait?
But there's a legitimate shot. Daniel Penny is convicted of a crime. I'm just telling. There is. I hate
there
it.
is, and that's why it makes me so sad
a
for him.
crime was not yet occurring by this man who ended up dying.
Right.
If you're in my face.
and I thank you for that, Daniel Penny. Thank you for not allowing
And
a
it's
crime for a crime to happen.
Todd says, I talked to a St. Louis police officer yesterday. He said car thefts are down because the 11 and 12-year-olds are in school right now. Oh, how sad.
Well, remember when they were
to
sending the
about?
14-year-olds out to St. Charles to steal the cars? What was it? During COVID.
You
Remember
went
that?
into gear as a mom, by the way. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, they were
Mama bear.
sending out the little kids because they wouldn't go to jail for as long. And
Exactly.
So it's 14-year-olds cruising down Highway 70 to take them back to St. Louis.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. But that's the problem. Here's the deal. Stop giving them an inch so they take a mile. If there's a law written that says, oh, if you're 14, you get to go to an overnight stay at the juvenile detention system and then we'll let you out.
Yep.
No, if you're 14 years old and you do something that a gang member tells you to do, you're in the penitentiary with these other kids for at least the next 5 years.
Well, and that's what the drug cartels are doing right now is they're using these young kids as drug mules because they know that, you know, they're going to get a slap on the hand or not, you know, and end up behind bars for very long instead of them trying to do it. And so that then is exploitation of a child, but it never comes back to that in court. You know what I mean?
You got to take care of business.
So it's just a backward system.
The United States is like, it reminds me of my sink when I was at Lindenwood. You'd put your plate in the washing.
At Lindenwood, is that what you said?
You would put your plate in the sink, and you'd come back. If you don't take care of it, if you don't like scrub it down and put it into the washing machine, it gets pretty disgusting. And I would put my stuff in there, and a piece of Emo's pizza here, a little bit of stuff here, and then you would leave for a couple of days, come back, and it was like, oh my God, there's mold all over the place. That's what's happening to the country right now. Is you're not cleaning up the bad situations. If you had carjackings happening in St. Louis, Missouri, your police chief should have said, we're going to find you, we're going to arrest you. And this lady behind me, Tashara, she's guaranteed me that we can keep you guys in jail for as long as we need to. That's how you clean up that one situation. That's it.
Todd says if he is found guilty, Trump pardoned him day one.
He can't.
Why?
Isn't it a New York State law you can't pardon?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think he can.
I don't know. I thought that the president of the United States could pardon.
No, he can't pardon himself for that thing with the Bragg and them are doing.
Yeah.
On Trump. True. Trump cannot pardon himself for the crime in New York.
I'm not surprised
for some
he
reason.
can't pardon himself. Well.
Oh yeah, he could.
He can.
He could pardon himself on the documents case. He could pardon himself on the Georgia case. He could, because those are federal crimes. And I would like to have a lawyer in here now that I'm trying to make. Now that I'm like trying to act like a lawyer.
Will Sharp, can you call us or David Gregory? Give us a buzz.
Yes, Cindy, we did talk about Mike Johnson barring men from using women's bathrooms at the Capitol. Nancy Mace has been doing a bunch of work. We'll continue to show up with her. I thought this would be interesting today because Rosie O'Donnell caused Donald Trump so many problems.
Yes.
Yelling, but now I think she's finally crossed the barrier of having any sanity, and now she's hanging out with squirrels. And she's calling out to them too. We've been showing you these liberals and the Democrats who've lost their mind and suffering. This is what happens from Trump derangement syndrome if you don't get help.
Please. So Mika and Joe went down to Mar-a-Lago to kiss the ring. It's the last time I ever watched Morning Joe.
Oh, no.
Period. End of statement. Unreal. Unreal. For months you were telling us he's the worst thing that could happen to this country and democracy. And then you go kiss his ring. Despicable. Despicable you. Both of you. I got my squirrel sweatshirt on for extra squirrel luck when I'm out here waiting for him. But it's been a big parade today. I'll have to see if I can put music to the first part of that when you couldn't. I don't know why I didn't record my voice, but let me see who that is over there.
Oh,
please.
I guess that's a squirrel
Mika
call.
and Joe.
You know how you can do a good squirrel call, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
I mean, did she realize that the good state of New York has killed squirrels before it euthanized them? Maybe she should shut up and not let people know that there's squirrels in her house.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder what she's going to say when they knock on her door.
Yeah. Do you have a squirrel in here?
President can only pardon crimes committed under federal law.
Okay.
Thank you.
We appreciate.
Thank you, Al Watkins.
We appreciate the update with that.
So if it's only, and you know what? That's why he wanted to move a lot of those cases, those state cases with Mershon to federal court, remember?
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It totally does. Eric, where are you guys playing this week?
Nowhere.
Really? Weekend
You
off?
taking a break?
Well, what is this? Oh, we're going to go see Shooting Star, my old band, at the Family Arena with Foghat, the band that I've made fun of about 1 million times.
You've brought them up a few times.
So
funny.
Wait a minute. Shooting Star is the band you traveled the world with.
Yes. Yeah, they're playing at the Family Arena, so we're going to go have a cocktail and watch them.
Are you going to be playing at all this weekend?
No, I'm off. I've had 2 weeks off. I don't know what to do with my hands.
I mean, why can't you make a guest appearance?
Yeah.
At where?
With Shooting Star.
Who knows what happens? I always do that. I always jump up there.
I mean, you still know the guys.
Yes, I do. They're going to be really irritated that I showed up. It's like, but that we got rid of you a long time ago. So that's what we're doing. And then we do play at Helen Fitzgerald's on Skanksgiving.
Oh, okay. Did you hear that, everybody? Now you got a place to go for Skanksgiving.
For Skanksgiving.
For those who don't know, that's the night before Thanksgiving.
Do they still have that? Does Gen Z and millennials like Skanksgiving?
I don't know. I was. Yeah, there's a lot of young ones.
Because back in
Vic
the
knows
day,
all about Skanksgiving.
I had to. I went out the last 2 years on Skanksgiving as part of my girlfriend's birthday. It was her birthday.
Okay, well,
and
back
I stayed
in the
out
day,
late that I did not want to, but there are people all
back
out
in the
and
day,
about.
it was the big night of the year
It
to
was
go
like,
out.
It was Skanksgiving.
It still is for younger people.
Skanksgiving and then
But
New
we're
Year's
not
Eve.
young like that anymore.
That's what I'm saying. If I hear one more of my band colleagues in the city of St. Louis say, "Man, I really wish they would start bands at 7 and end at 11," I'm like, well, do you remember when we used to start at 10 and end at 3 in the morning back in the?
I don't do well.
I don't know.
Being out or up late at all. I have to tell Vic and Joe sometimes. I'm like, hey, you got to send me the stuff.
I know Vic wishes that Napoli would stay open till 3, but
I can't even tell you the last time I've been there, buddy.
Really?
I honest to God, don't even know.
No, that's not my jam. My jam is way more of like a biker bar in the middle of nowhere.
Hey, we need to go out to Wenty's
I've been there.
biker bar soon.
Defiance.
Have you guys been there? Have you seen it?
Yeah.
I've seen it. But
Yeah.
I have not been able to spend enough time there. And I was we were at Wenty's here in Chesterfield last night, and I told my son who I had with me, I said, I got to take you out to the other location. It's cool.
Yeah, if Defiance isn't careful, they're going to make something of that place. Good God.
Isn't that the truth?
Hey, real
It's
quick,
wild.
special thanks to Complete Auto Body Care, Complete Auto Body Repair for taking care of our shows. They take care of your vehicle from A to Z, 5 locations throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. They don't nickel dime you. They get you in, they get you out. They take care of everything from A to Z. They take care of your tires. They sell tires. They even sell cars through JNBZ Motors as well. And they have rentals for you as well. Lots of jobs as they own a towing company. Check them out, CompleteAB.com. The phone number is 314-731-7999. Also, newest Missouri State Senator Dave Gregory. He can find him at conservativeinjurylawyer.com, conservativeinjurylawyer.com. Give him a call, 314-619-4230, 619-4230. I've used him twice. Joe has used him twice. It has been absolutely amazing when it comes to personal injury, anything. Your cars, the accidents, work situations, workers' comp, a violation of your freedom, a violation of your religion. Dave is the best. Check him out, no doubt about it. Also, when it comes to Wenty's in the Chesterfield Valley, and Defiance, they've got things rocking and rolling. Megan was there last night. What'd you buy last night?
We all sorts of stuff. I had to feed the boys, so we had a stack of stuff, and it was all different.
Paul says he likes the giant BLT at Wenty's. That does sound really good right now.
The pizza.
Bacon, the pizza, the burgers, the smoked meats. They've got it all. And, of course, the wings. They've also got their location in Defiance. Work hard, play hard. Check them out. Also, Playoff Sports Bar and Grill in O'Fallon. They want you to come check out football, sporting events. Come check out. The owner, Detroit Mike, loves the show. Things are rocking and rolling over at Playoffs. It is at Triad Center West, O'Fallon, Missouri. I may head over there before my son's football game tomorrow. It's state quarterfinal football game. MICDS playing Fort Zumwalt West.
No, I know.
It's right by
I keep
there.
thinking about you.
It's I'd say come on out, but it's free. I mean,
Do you think about me, Desmet?
No, but this time of year,
This is football.
Oh, that's
We're talking.
We're
holy crap! I just did.
Football and soccer this weekend.
Yeah, but
Big
soccer.
games.
She has a soccer
I'm so
son. I have a
jealous.
football guy. So yeah.
Yeah.
And
Big
Desmet. I like
stuff.
Desmet.
Yeah.
We appreciate them also. Tom James Clothing. If you're looking for anything when it comes to custom clothing, you've got to give Ben Lawler a call. 314-862-6500. 314-862-6500. Tom James Clothing. You can also email him, blawler@tomjames.com. You're talking about the biggest selection you're going to find. The fit is absolutely amazing. The pricing may shock you how affordable it can be. And, of course, they'll adjust with you. If you put on a few pounds like Eric or lose a few pounds like Eric, you're going to like it. You're going to be able to get what you can.
Poor Eric.
I'm fine with it. I'm over the hill and I'm all right.
No, so you can. Yeah.
I feel all right with it.
You
look
can
good. Don't
enjoy
worry.
when it comes up. Hey, if you didn't believe me or real estate experts, listen to Eric. Eric has already told you the real estate market is going to change. That's right, Eric, isn't it? Rates are going to be slashed.
Yes.
Everything's going to be fine.
Yep.
Inventory is going to come open throughout the St. Louis area. And for that, you need to get your plan in place. Give Megan Livingstone a call, 314-249-1708, 314-249-1708, megan.livingstone@exprealty.com. You got to get a plan in place because everybody else is doing it. It doesn't hurt to give a call. You give a call, you get your plan in place, and then you go from there. But you've got to have a positive approach. You got to have confidence in who you're working with and people who have worked in that market in that area before. Check out Megan, 314-249-1708. And, of course, WeQuip, WeQuipUSA.com. Check them out. You can still rent products. Paige and her crew's over there. WeQuipUSA.com, WeQuipUSA.com. And also, Joe, I did not tell you to put his stuff up, but Jonathan Heslip is back with us. Rockwood Charcoal. You can still do some grilling. Get the grilling going. It's the best charcoal you're going to find anywhere. Jonathan, great friend of the show, supports a lot of conservative causes throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. He also does lighting for Eric's band, PRL. So we love Jonathan. He's also got Capriati's. You want to talk about Wagyu beef. They roast their turkeys overnight every day. Every morning he comes in to the smell of roasted turkey. He slices and dices all of that turkey to get it ready for all their incredible sandwiches throughout the day. Capriati's in Rock Hill. They've got, I'm sorry, I'm a little biased, but they have some of the best catering baskets and menus that you're ever going to find. Check them out. Tell Jonathan when you go in there at Capriati's in Rock Hill that you appreciate him advertising on Cancel This so that he knows that what they're doing is working as well. One basket. Go check it out. And I'm telling you, Megan, if you want to feed the boys well with great, well, maybe you shouldn't because they're going to want you to go by Rock Hill all the time. Because once you eat these sandwiches, you don't stop. You go back. It's kind of like the Winty's wings.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Once
it's kind of like the Winty. Yes.
You got to keep going back for more.
Absolutely.
It's all right.
Yummy.
Hey, a good sandwich, a good meal's worth a little drive.
But we're not going to be here tomorrow unless something crazy happens. Nah. So have a great weekend, everybody. We'll be back Monday, and we'll be keeping track on any other notes. Just if you know of advertisers or sponsors that want to get behind us, let us know. Vic@canceltheshow.com. You can make donations if you want. You go to canceltheshow.com and click on donation. It's that simple. Costs a lot of money to do what we're doing. We appreciate it. The free speech that we love, that we've been battling for 2 years. We had a victory with Donald Trump and Republicans taking office, getting that word out. We're going to continue to do that because we love doing it. Check us out on our social media platforms. Yes. We're back up and running there. TikTok canceled us, but we came right back. You can't get rid of us. It cost us a lot of money, but we're continuing to fight. We're going to fight the good fight, and we appreciate you guys being a part of our team.
Yes, we do. Very much.
Yes.
Anything else?
Always fun with you,
calm.
Eric.
I feel calm.
Calm and peace.
Oh, good.
All right. Well, we'll call it a show, guys. Have an awesome day for Projo and Megan Marie Moret, Eric Johnson. I'm Vic Faust, guys. Thank you for making Cancel This Show what it is. Thank you for jumping on the podcast platform. We will see you Monday. And thank you for story ideas as well and possible interview guests. By the way, if somebody can get us an interview with Donald Trump, who else do we want? Vivek, Elon?
I still want to talk to Will. I'm excited to
We did talk to
Will.
No, I talked with Will 2 nights ago. He's just been he was able to do an interview for a St. Louis radio station 2 mornings ago, but it was at 6 in the morning or 6:30 in the morning. Yeah. He says so I said we could try to tape at some point, but he's like the 9 to 10 o'clock time frame wasn't that easy. But he's back in Florida getting set for his transition
Yeah.
into the Trump Inner Circle team.
So great.
You did see that Will Scharf was selected, right?
Thank
Isn't
you,
that cool?
Cam. Appreciate your
I like it when you
compliment.
use the word transition and it's not a negative thing.
Yeah.
That's good.
Isn't that the truth?
Yes.
Yep. Fresh beginnings.
He's
New
going to be
start, America.
Wilhelmina Scharf. I don't
Yeah.
know. Will, I'm sorry. I would never say that.
No.
Forgive me. He'll sue me.
Willow.
He'll sue
Careful.
me with all of his
Yeah.
money. Guys, have an awesome day. We'll talk to you later. Are you looking to elevate your brand's presence? Partner with Cancel This Show with myself, Vic Faust, and my co-host,
Megan Marie. We're ranked in the top 10% globally.
Our show has reached over 1.68 million engaged listeners, and we continue to grow monthly.
Podcasting is one of the best ways to advertise
because it offers a highly engaged audience, SEO targeted reach,
and the ability to build a personal connection with listeners.
Dive into the dynamic world of cancel culture, politics, all current events, and the latest news with us.
It's the American taxpayers that are having to pay for all of this monkey business left and right.
Look at all of these pictures. They are using AI to generate fake photos, and we show you them. And Joe will show, we got a video of one, we've got certain pictures.
They were hiding the fact and trying to lie to the American people for months that Joe Biden was doing well.
This is Kamala. This is Joe Biden. It's Barack Obama. It's Jake Sullivan, all together doing anything and everything they can to strike back at Donald Trump because he continues to kick their ass.
If that doesn't make you mad enough to vote one way or another in this election, nothing will do it.
Get your company's voice heard, your brand recognized,
and the exposure you deserve.
Does your brand align with our mission?
Let's talk and make an impact together.